are going to talk about getting yourself out of debt. But first, I want to explain to you a principle. And this is going to help you get out of debt. I can speak of this from experience because I once was in a lot of debt when I first started everything I do. Now, nothing. And I'm going to explain to you why this principle helped me get out of it. See, if you're constantly thinking about your debt, if you're constantly working towards a debt, you're working towards losing money. You know what I mean? Even though it's money that you owe, it's money, even if you build it up, you lose it. So you're working towards debt. So you're not inspired by getting the money for your debt. You know what I mean? In a sense, you will be because you're inspired for that freedom. But at the same time, when you've got, like, say you've got 5,000 debt, right? And you've got 5,000 there, and then you think, I've got to pay this debt off now, right? And it just takes you back to square one. So the principle I'm talking about is we haven't got enough ambition in life, right? We cannot set getting out of debt as our goal. It's got to be bigger than that, right? It's got to be not so much I'm making this money to get out of debt. I'm making this money to change my life. I'm going to make so much money that this debt is irrelevant to what I do. Now, let's say your debt is 5,000. You're aiming to earn 5,000, but what you should really be aiming to earn is 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. Then it doesn't matter that you've lost that 5,000 to get rid of that debt. And I think it's just a case of, as human beings, for the most part, we just set our targets too low. You know, what's that saying? They say, it's not that we aim too high and miss, it's that we aim too low and reach it. There's no real satisfaction in getting rid of your debt, right? Because you're just losing money. The real satisfaction should be in doing something greater than your debt that makes your debt irrelevant, because you're going to be earning a lot more than what that debt is, you know? And just to relate it to the music heads that are watching this, it's like, you might be aiming for a #1 single, but what the fuck is a #1 single when you can change the world? You can, you know, modify its culture to how you live and how you know, believe about what goes on in your life. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much bigger. You can build a record label. You can empower other artists. You can start a foundation for people on the come up. You can start a foundation for charity. There's so many bigger things you can do than get a #1 single and have a fan base. You know, that's not really that difficult to do. You know what I mean? If you've got money, you can just buy yourself to a #1 single. You can build a fan base just off conversation with people. So why not aim bigger? Why not set your goals way bigger than the average? It starts with having goals bigger than the average to be bigger than average. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Of course it does. But yeah, use that principle to get out of debt. Use that principle to just change the world. Because you are bigger than your first target. Look at it. Just put it this way. If the first thing you think of is what you think your level is, that's exactly what it's going to be. So whatever your goal is right now, set one bigger. Set one bigger, because fuck it, you only live once. Fuck it. Set the biggest goal. Like, say you set a goal for 20 million, right? And you only reach 10 million. How mad are you going to be? You're not going to be very mad about making 10 million instead of 20 million, right? Just retarget, guys. Just pick a goal that's bigger than the one you've got right now. Just go hard. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad, get motivated. Don't make hits make history. Peace. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. You know what's good.